Well, Coach, on that note, defensively, you're going up against two teams, I guess, are more defensive oriented or, don't exactly light it up offensively. You looking to grind out a couple games here on the road?
I think we're facing teams a lot like ourselves this weekend. I think these are two winnable games, but we're going to have to play very well defensively, and we're actually going to have to control the boards, and then offensively be a little bit more particular about our shot selection and make sure we're shooting good shots.
Controlling the boards, something I guess you struggled on this past weekend. Has that been an emphasis in practice, maybe?
Yeah, we need, number one, we need more pressure on the ball defensively because teams are really moving the ball well on our zone, and that's something that we've kind of prided ourselves on. We'll slow the ball down, don't let them see the floor, and I felt like last weekend both teams got to see whatever they wanted. And then offensively, taking better shots and then getting second opportunities. We can't have one shot every possession. We missed 39 shots against Winona State. We got 6 of those back. That's not even that's just lack of effort right there and lack of concentration. Doesn't matter how big you are, it really just depends how determined you are, and we need to have more people making a concerted effort to crash the boards.
Sheila, when you talk about better shots, are you looking for shots, inside? Are you trying to give people free outside more? Or what?
Well, first of all, taking shots that are in rhythm. We take too many shots that are rushed, or because we're open, we just crank it up when we're not really ready to receive the ball. Teams are really sagging and clogging up the middle on us, so those are the shots we're going to get, but we need to be ready to receive the ball and be ready to knock it down rather than realizing we're open and then go ahead and shoot, because to me that's a bad shot. And then maneuvering the defense in ways that we move the ball and a little bit more patient to where we actually can get to the basket, or we're calling out some set plays to get the ball inside a little bit more to our big people, which I don't think we did much at all this last weekend. I think both Sarah and Savannah are capable players, and a lot of times Sarah has a smaller player on her, and we need to take advantage of that.
And then I guess what kind of things are you, like telling them, because obviously you want to get it through, but at the same time, like you can't motivate them to play better, defense and offensively. So I guess what are some of the things that
I can motivate them. I have a whistle, and we have lines in our gym. So quite honestly, it's really just been about effort. I think we've got a great group of kids, and I think they do work really hard, but we've just got some young kids that don't understand when you're tired how to push through that and get the second effort. Instead, it's I don't have it. I can't give that to you. Well, they can, and it's in there, and it's our job to get it out of them. And I think that we need to understand that. We also need to maybe go with our shorter rotations because of the style we play. Kind of got away from that a little bit. When you struggle to score, I think you're just looking for who can score, and sometimes put too much emphasis on that, not enough emphasis on your defense. So I think we need to keep them fresher, play shorter breaks, and I think with that we can play a lot harder.
Do you think that with, I know you don't want to look back at last weekend too much, but considering the double overtime game against Upper Iowa, do you think some fatigue factored into Winona? I mean, Winona's always going to be probably established itself as the best team in the conference, at least at this point. Do you think some of that came into play, some of that lacking energy that you're talking about?
Well, if we don't want to make excuses, we wouldn't let being tired be an excuse. But if we want to be real, it was very evident. Savannah Kingsbury played 49 out of 50 minutes that night. Carrie played a lot and made a lot of great plays, and those are two kids that are usually pretty good for us that I thought looked really tired that night. And quite honestly, we kind of go as they go a little bit. So it was lacking a little with some fatigue. And to beat a team like Winona State, you're going to probably have to catch them on an off night, and you're going to have to play one of your best nights. And it kind of worked just the opposite way. It was probably their best night and one of our not very good nights.
Matchup-wise, do you like your matchups with either one of these teams?
Yeah, I think, they got the Harris girl at Duluth that's, really big and strong inside, but nobody that Savannah can't handle. Might even try a little bit of man this weekend, which is something that we haven't been doing lately. But we got to get better defensively. So she's kind of their main go-to, and then past that, they run about 4 guards. St. Cloud's a little bit the same way. They're really good and perimeter-oriented. The Peterman girl is probably their best player, and she's been out now with injury. So it's kind of probably, I don't know if it's a season-ending injury or what, but that helps us as far as size because she was about a 6-foot thick, strong guard that could post you up. So that helps our lineup and our matchups a little bit better. They shoot it pretty well from the perimeter. Duluth struggles from the perimeter. So we'll have to, devise the defensive plans maybe a little bit differently for St. Cloud than we do for Duluth. But with that, if you're going to make them choke up shots from the outside, you got to be able to control the boards and not give them second opportunities. And then with St. Cloud, you got to slow them down and then, make them be a little bit more patient because they've got some really good perimeter shooters.
And then, I guess what's kind of the thinking going from zone to man? Either why haven't you guys done it in the past, or why are you guys deciding to implement that now?
Well, we do. We run both. But we kind of got away from running much man at all just because of matchups. Moorhead State is huge. I mean, they've got 4 post players, 3 post players that are big and thick and strong. You take one of our posts out, we only have 2. And all of a sudden we're really small, we can't match up. So we really didn't do much man against them. And then same with Northern State. So we played those teams, a couple times in the last, I guess, month and a half. And those are teams we don't match up with very well. Sioux Falls, kind of the same way. They've got 2 pretty good inside players, one that's really tough to match up with. And Varshaw's hard to guard one-on-one. So it just really depends on who we're playing and if we feel like we can match up with them. We also run 3 different pressing systems that fall back into 3 different things. One's man, one's a 1-2-2 zone, one's a 2-3 zone. And then one of them is actually our fly-around crazy zone. So actually, I guess there'd be 4 things there. So you have to really decide on what's going to work best to which team. And this week we've been working some man into that because we feel like it's something that we can use this weekend.
There's 12 conference games. You're sitting at 5 and 7, 5th in the North. Chance to kind of separate yourself from Duluth a little bit. I guess there's still a lot of basketball to be played before we talk about postseason tournaments. But what's your overall impression of where you're at now?
Well, bottom line is we really need to go in and play well this weekend. Like, we need to get that Duluth game point blank, and then hopefully we can grind one out against St. Cloud. And then we come back, and we've got 2 variable we go on the road, then we go play Wayne State and Augie, which will be tough for us. Both really good teams, and Wayne has put 6 in a row together. And we come back and we play Concordia and Mankato, which are a lot like us. They win some, they lose some, and sometimes it's really a struggle because they got some young kids. And I think we've got a really good shot at doing some good things here in the next 6 games.